me say a pleasant good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9 on the FM dial. Good morning to those of you also viewing GBN TV. Welcome inside of the mid-morning buzz. It's Friday, the 27th day of June, 2025. Good morning once again to one and all. We have a special segment coming up for you this morning inside of mid-morning buzz. I'm going to have a conversation, of course, with Mr. Javin Noel, and he's from the National Sports Council. We're going to have that conversation coming up for you shortly. And it's all about, especially event that is coming up. It's talking about the holiday recreation program that is coming up. And of course, you're going to share with us a lot of details in reference to that. Let's go over to, of course, to Mr. Noel and say good morning to him. Good morning to you, sir, and welcome.
A pleasant good morning to you as well, and thank you for having us on your program this morning.
All right. And I'm assuming all is well.
Yes, all is well for the while. I can't complain really when you have life, of course.
That is certainly so true. So we know, of course, you're representing the National Sports Council this morning, and of course they will be having that holiday recreation program, Frame 2.0. Talk to me in relation to that. What is that really about?
Well, basically, the Flame 2.0 upgraded from Flame 1.0, which was done last year through the Ministry of Sports, is a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Sports, the Ministry of Education, and the National Sports Council to basically have organized recreation in the form of physical literacy, arts and craft. So it's really a holiday recreation program to keep persons active for the summer, young as well as old, to ensure that we have active participation in different aspects of physical literacy.
Talk to me about the launch and the date when it would actually be kicking off. Of course, some of the features of the launch. Talk to me a wee bit in reference to that.
Okay, so we hosted the launch of the holiday recreation program actually last Friday, the 28th of June, and that launch took place in Victoria Park, Grenville, St. Andrew. And in our launch, we outlined some of the different sporting disciplines, including arts and crafts, physical literacy, which would be involved. Now, the holiday recreation program will be starting on the 7th of July to the 25th of July, duration of 3 weeks. Maximum.
All right. Can I remember having that conversation? Was it last Friday with, of course, was it Mr. Patrick Simmons? Me and myself had that conversation in reference to the launch also. Now, tell me, what is the main objective of the holiday recreation program, Flame 2.0? Give me the main objective of it.
Basically, there are several objectives that we seek to achieve. First and foremost is we want to promote physical wellness and social inclusion, through organized recreational activities. We also want to promote a good and sense of community spirit and community development that also contributes to the general mental well-being of persons being active in the program. We want to foster youth development, keeping them occupied with sports, arts and crafts, and these different sort of activities. When I mentioned the community development, I guess we can all agree to some extent that sports on a community base has declined a little bit, so this program really seeks to get some of the, for lack of a better word, dying sports to really revamp some of them and get them more active. And it is the intention that after this holiday recreation program, we have the formation of teams which will contribute to the formation of clubs, etc. And just really and truly encourage intergenerational engagement, so that's basically the main objectives of our holiday recreation program.
Sport will be a dominant part of this, of course, this recreation program that is coming up. Tell me, what are those key sport disciplines that will be featured this year?
All right, so we have basketball, we have chess, we have table tennis, we have volleyball, we have swimming, and we also have physical literacy. And physical literacy is basically, using everyday activities to promote physical movement. More specifically, you would see it in the elderly or persons who are not that active in the sporting discipline. So these are, and then you have the art and craft, which also will be involved in the program.
How can parents get their children involved? I'm assuming there are parents who are listening to this program right now and saying, hey, I'm interested in getting my sons, my daughters involved in this. How can they get their children involved?
Well, being a collaborative effort between the National Sports Council, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and the Ministry of Education, what we encourage parents to do, specifically those who have their kids attending the different schools, a memo with a registration link will be sent to the schools and posted on the National Sports Council's Facebook page. So the parents can encourage their children to get registered, and then we would take those information and disperse it to the different parishes so that parish can work out each logistics.
Now tell me, there's a partnership involved here in relation to the Ministry of Youth and Sport, the Ministry of Education contributing a whole lot. How this has made the success of this program? How will that particular partnering contribute to the success of this particular program?
Well, definitely off the bat, you can speak about increased participation. I mean, now you have 3 stakeholders collaborating, and your reach would really be extended. So that really and truly brings merit to it as well. In terms of resources, the National Sports Council can utilize its resources, share its resources with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and vice versa. So definitely that can increase capacity and increase the level and the quality of the holiday recreation program. And especially as it relates to the different schools, then you have the Ministry of Education really being a focal point where that is concerned.
Initiative like that certainly will bring long-term benefits. What can we expect in Spenity when it sees in the communities as a result of these particular initiatives? How can we see what are those long-term benefits are expected from this particular initiative?
Long-term benefits, as I mentioned earlier, you would want to promote the formation of clubs, the formation of leagues within the parishes and communities. So that we will speak about that in the long term, and then you would have that contributing to your national teams. If you look at the bigger countries in the wider community, you would see they have their grassroots program from since you are 5, 6, you are learning those motor skills for the different sporting disciplines, and as you grow higher, then they have that structure. So we as our National Sports Council, together with our different stakeholders, introducing this at a grassroots level would definitely, in the long-term future, contribute to more quality of national athletes and our national programs.
All right. So tell me, how impacted was the last year's session in last year's session that Rose initiative and bring the feeling of wanting to do it at 2.0? How was last year's one? If you could share that information with me.
Well, last year, the National Sports Council wasn't entirely on board with its initiative. However, I can speak from, because other than being a director of the National Sports Council, I am also the president of the Grenada Volleyball Association.
All right.
And we piggybacked on that program last year to have 2 centers, mainly in St. Andrew and St. Patrick. That was important because from that program we have had new clubs come into play and new teams, new schools being involved in the sport. All in all, I believe last year was a success. what I foresee, the Flame 2.0 bill, an upgraded version, meaning that the key areas that was missed last year would have been upgraded to ensure that that maximum participation is achieved.
Okay, great. Now tell me, what final message do you want to have for, of course, the youth in Grenada as they prepare to take part in an exciting summer program coming up? As you said, it officially kicks off from the 7th of July. Tell me about that.
But my final message for the youth, and not only the youth, everyone interested in getting involved, because we have programs basically aimed where everyone can participate. So my message will be get involved, don't sit on the sideline. You don't have to be good at that particular skill or sporting discipline. All that matters is you have to be interested. So turn out to the different centers. What I foresee is that you will be getting communication from the Ministry of Youth and Sport, from the National Sports Council, as it relates to the different sporting disciplines, the different centers across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Matlick. So find a center close to you, ensure that you're involved. If you want, you can try one sporting discipline per day, and that can really contribute to our physical education programs, especially as we speak about our Windward Island school games, where you have versatility with different players being able to play different sports. So that would be my message to the wider community of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Matlick. We expect a great turnout, however, it is up to the wider public to ensure that they be a part of this movement and contribute to this movement being a success.
Javin, I want to thank you a whole lot for sharing information with us this morning. I also want to wish the total success of the initiative for, Flame 2.0, and best wishes to the organizers, and just hope that lots of individuals come out and participate to get that overall success, I should say, of the program this year's and moving on. So probably next year we'll be talking about Flames 3.0.
That's right. I want to thank you for having us on the program this morning. Thank you for assisting in our promotion, and again, you and the team enjoy the rest of the day.
Best wishes goes out to you also. Have yourself a good Friday. All right.
Thank you very much.
Hey, folks, that's where we're going to take a wrap for this edition of the Mid-Morning Buzz here on Classic Radio, GBN TV. Join us again for another edition of the Mid-Morning Buzz, and most likely will be next week. Until then, have a good one. That's what we say goodbye.
This is a hard one.